Hello, and welcome to the Live Past Crazy Show. Your host is Mitra Jojo Waddell, the only Live Past Crazy specialist. So what better place to be than here with her? Mitra appreciates you taking the time out to listen to the podcast, and it is her sincere hope that what we share is something that you can use to help you and someone you know live past crazy.
Good morning. Here I am for real this time. Welcome to the Fearless Morning Show, where we are having confessions and conversations about your everyday life. Welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Mitra Jojo Waddell, the only Live Past Crazy specialist. So what better place to be than here with me? And we are ready to get this Monday morning started. Yes, I'm ready. I'm excited, and it's going to happen. So I hope you guys are ready I hope you had a safe weekend. I hope you had a great weekend. Hope you enjoy them holidays, because today is the first day back for everybody. So let's get right started into the day. Please make sure you share the show, because sharing is caring. If your friends and family do not have Facebook, send them over to the YouTube channel where they can binge watch all the Fearless Morning shows over there. So make sure that you do that. And then don't forget, I have started a book club. It's called the Sisters Keepers Book Club. Now it is for personal and self-development. But if you guys are interested in more lax reading, like your everyday murder mystery novel, I'm open to that as well. And then on the spiritual side, I do some heavy reading on your chakras, and good morning, Dee, on getting your chakras aligned and your sacred energy, and but that's on a different level. So I may do a book club for that. But the Sisters Keepers Book Club, bit.ly/Sisters Keepers Book Club, and you can sign up for that. You will be mailed your book every month so that you can have it, and it is for my brothers and for my sisters. Okay. All right, guys, let's get started with the quote of the day. The quote of the day: be stronger than your strongest excuse. And that was the struggle with me this morning, because we always have confessions and conversations about JoJo. The struggle was real this morning, y'all. It was real, but we got up and we are doing it. Of course, they're repping the Tar Heels. That's why I picked them out. These are my favorite glasses. Well, of course, they help me see, but I picked out this color because I am a Tar Heel fan for, like, even if they're playing like garbage, I'm a Tar Heel fan. Be stronger than your strongest excuse. That is the quote for today. And that's how I felt this morning. I had to be extremely stronger than my excuse, because I didn't feel like I wanted to participate in life today, but here I am showing up because I have an opportunity to do so. So we should be thankful and grateful for that. All right, so the thought of the day, it comes from, and I talked about this, I have this marked from June. If the story of her life continued to be told that way, her oppressors would dominate and overshadow her power. And that simply means if you continue to allow somebody to tell a story about you, to tell something that's not true about you, then that is the overpowering story of you, and it has taken away all of your power. That means that because they think that you are arrogant or stupid or hard to work with, or you think whatever it is people think about you, if you don't, especially if you've been in a situation where things haven't always worked out and you might have walked away as the bad guy, and then you allow them, or the bad person, you allow them to keep telling that story. If you don't take control of that story, or if you've been oppressed in any way, downtrodden in any way, and you don't take responsibility of that story, they dominate all of your power. So even when you leave, you don't have the power that you think you did. Does that make sense? If the story of her life continue to be told, who are you allowing to continue to tell your story and say who it is about you? It says this is about taking responsibility for who we are and engaging our minds and our hearts that build us up at our core and speak to our future selves. So we have to think about who are we allowing to tell our story. As Brené Brown says, you're either going to stand inside your story and own it, or you're going to stand outside of your story and hustle your worthiness. If you're going to stand inside of your story and own it, if you're going to stand inside your story and own it, you've got to stand flat-footed. That means you've got to be in that story and you've got to tell all parts of that story. Because if not, you're going to stand outside of your story and hustle your worthiness, meaning you're going to always constantly try to convince somebody why you're good enough for the job, you're good enough to be their wife, you're good enough to be their husband, you're good enough to be their girlfriend. You will always be searching for something to prove, good morning, Miss Cree, that you are the right person, right? So today, the fearless thought of the day, if the story of your life continues to be told the way somebody else is telling it, then they are dominating and overpowering your power. Here's the thing. You have the power to go and be and do absolutely anything that you want to do and be. But if you continue to allow somebody else to tell that story for you, you will not. And not only will you not, you will pass that down to your children. That's how behavioral habits are passed down forever and ever and ever a day. That's why a woman can think bad about herself and then she can raise her children and think the same way, and her grandchildren, before you know it, they 4 generations in of talking junk about themselves and never loving themselves. Because nobody chose to take time to stand up for their story and to retell it to a different one. Like we said last week, we're all getting better. I think that's going to be the theme for 2020. We're all getting better. We are not the same. And you don't have to apologize for wanting better. You don't have to apologize for getting better. You don't have to apologize for what you come through and where you're going. You do have to tell another story, though, so that you can dominate your own story and hold your own power. Because if you continue with the woe is me, if you refuse to let that story go, then every outside force has power over you. Does that make sense? Everything, every obstacle you come against is going to have power over you. Every bump in the road, every man you meet, everything is going to have power over you instead of you having power over it, if you don't take the time to own your story. But if you're going to own it, sister, brother, please understand, you got to tell all of it. There's no halfway. You can't half-ass it. You know what I'm saying? Self-care is gangster. And if you start out half-assing any parts of it, if you think you're going to piecemeal it together, it's not going to stay. So on this absolutely wonderful Monday morning, you've got to be stronger than your strongest excuse. Number 1. Number 2, you have got to take ownership back. It says, if your stories continue to be told by whatever outside force is telling it, and you allow that, then it's dominating your power. And then you will always have the woe is me. You will always be the one who, I don't understand. Have you ever met people like that? Joe, I don't know why this keep happening to me. It's the same thing over and over and over again. You're either going to stand inside your story and own it, or you're going to stand outside your story and hustle your worthiness. Meaning, if it keep happening over and over and over again, sister, you are hustling your worthiness. Brother, you doing the same thing. Period. But if you're going to stand inside your story and own it, you got to tell all of it, and you got to do all the work. If the story of your life continue to be told, your oppressors will dominate and overshadow your power. That's why you assume you don't know anything, or you don't have any power, or you can't change your circumstances. Part of the reason, and I had to learn this for myself. My circumstances kept happening because I refused to do anything about them. I didn't want to take responsibility for changing the outcome of what was happening to me. And that meant I had to change me, because if we're getting better, and that's our theme for the year, we're getting better, and we're not apologizing for what we've been through to get better, right? At some point, you got to take responsibility for that. Not only for the good, but for the bad. I had to take responsibility that, oh, Judge, if you're going to keep dating the same man. Okay, right? If you're going to keep doing the same job, if you're going to keep complaining about the same thing, you are the only common denominator. So the minute you take responsibility for your actions of the thing, is the minute your life is going to change. And until you realize it's that simple, and we can make it as complicated as we want. You can say, Joe, but you don't understand. You can make it complicated, or we can make it simple. Either way, if the destiny's not changing for me, if the end result is not going to change, it doesn't matter what I come up against, right? So if the more I make this complicated, the longer it's going to take for me to get here. And so the complicated part is, you're not as strong as your strongest excuse. Meaning your excuses outweigh anything that you want to do. Man, I can't lose weight. You know, I just can't. I done tried everything. Oh, really? Man, I can't get a better job because... So the minute you take responsibility and your excuses are no longer valid. Because if you want something different, as Grant Cardone, either you want it, and he said, and this makes sense, and it makes sense to me, when I said I don't want anybody to be motivated, inspired. I want you to be committed. Because he said if you're interested, every excuse you have in life will be the excuse why you don't go forward. But if you're committed, every excuse you have in life is never going to change the fact that this is where you're going. Your destiny's not going anywhere. If this is what you want. Now, some of us, we see this, and the first time you hit a bump in the road, first time you got to cry, and you got to really do the work to work through it, is the day you quit. So then the question becomes, did you really want it? Or were you doing it just for the show? Remember we talked about that last week? If you're just doing it for the show, the flash, it ain't going to last. That rhymes. It's not going to last, and it's going to blow up in your face. And then you're going to realize that you're hurting more than you're helping. Period. You got to take responsibility. If the stories continue to be told by anybody else in your life, they will dominate with your power. You have the power, my sister, my brother. You have it. It's here. It's right here in your hand. This is the miracle you're seeking. You praying to Jesus every day. If you praying to God every day, however you define him, and your circumstances have not changed, it is simply you that is the problem. Because we are both the problem and the solution. And when you get that, I promise your life is going to be so much easier. It ain't going to be easy, but it's going to be clear for you to get to where you want to go. It's going to be clear for you to get over that hump, that hurdle, that struggle, whatever you bumped up against. It's going to make it easier for that. Because what you're going to realize, you got to take responsibility. You got to change your actions, your habits, and then things start to change. Until you're willing to stand inside your story and own it, you're going to stand outside of your story and hustle your worthiness. I've done all the above. I have tried to convince people I was a good wife. No, like I'm really a good wife. Marry me. Hey, woo-hoo. Oh no, I'm really a good person. Be my best friend. Please be my beg. Please be my best friend. What the hell? Done it. Until you stand inside of your story and own it, you're going to hustle your worthiness. I've done all the above. Look at me. I can do a good job, so hire me for it. I've done all of that. Take responsibility. I wanted different, so I took the responsibility to get different. Until you take ownership of your story, whoever's telling your story and you're believing it. There's a difference in somebody telling a story and you not believing it and they talking, whatever. But if somebody's telling your story about your life and you're believing it, they own you. They own your power. They own your energy. They own your direction. They own the plight that you have in life, because you're going to be so concerned about what they think and how you present to them that you're never living true to yourself. And then you're going to find yourself at 45, angry, mad, disgusted, overweight, hate a job, married to somebody you don't like. All because, sister, my brother, you didn't want to do the work. Creed, A to the men. I'm just saying. Eventually, JoJo had to take some responsibility. Eventually, you're going to have to take some responsibility. And here's the thing. I can pray for you, boo. I can lay the holy oil on you. I can give you the book. I can send you the book. You can join the book club. We can come on here, do the morning show. You can go to counseling. You can enroll in one of my programs. You can do all the things. But until you're willing to do the thing of the work, until you be stronger than your strongest excuse, you wasting your time, your money, and your energy. So you got to be committed to that thing. You can't be interested. You can't be inspired. That's why most people don't stay saved. They don't stay in the church. They don't stay living their life right how we assume they should be living, whatever that is. Because they were interested. They were inspired. And the minute all the hoopla goes away, they're left with the same stuff they started out with. That's the truth. I've seen it and I've lived it. And I understand it. And the moment you get that, the moment you say, I'm both the problem and the solution, let me stop this so I can have something different. It says, if your stories continue to be told by your oppressor, whatever it is, they will dominate and overshadow your power. And that's the thing. You think you don't have any. When boo, you have the power of the entire world. You create whole humans. If I create a whole human, you trying to tell me I can't figure my way in life? If I create a whole human and I guided them through this world, you trying to tell me I can't think for myself? You are beyond amazing until you get to that point to understand that you don't have to hustle your worthiness, but you gotta take responsibility for the thing. What, Cree? Inspired but uncommitted, boo. Uncommitted. And that's how you have a church full of folk, come on somebody, that's saying the same prayer. They still broke, still ain't got no money, still asking Jesus to pay a light bill that they was paying 45 years ago. Still, I'm just saying, inspired but uncommitted. I want you to make me feel good. Please understand, I want you to make me feel good, but I don't want to do nothing. I don't want to do no work. I listen to you, JoJo. I listen to you every morning, but I don't, please don't get it twisted. I don't want to do no work. I don't want to change. I just want to feel good for the moment. So just for a moment, I can half believe that I can go and be somebody. But soon as the light is off, yo, I ain't trying to do that work. That's hard. What's hard, sister, is living your life like that. What's hard is staying in a marriage you hate. What's hard is being friends with people who are not your friends. What's hard is hating everything that you see around you. You hate where you live. You don't like your job. You don't like your friends. You don't like your relationship. But you call what I'm saying is hard. Nah, dog, you living the hard life. You are living the hard life. Not only you living it, you drinking it, and you got health problems. 8 rules of the mind. Number 8 says 77% of your problems are not real illnesses. Of the illnesses in your body are not real. They are simply your thoughts that have manifested in your body. Okay? So this here, you get a little dirty. Self-care is gangster. But look at it this way. if you can, where you at right now, and let's just say you hate everything. You don't like your body. You feel like you're overweight. You don't like this. You don't like that. You don't like your car, your house, your job, your man, your boo thing, your side piece. You don't like your family. You just don't like nothing in life. The only common denominator is you. If you subtract that out, divide it down, carry the decimal over 1, you can remove yourself if you're willing to do the work. So if you're willing to do the work to stay at a place that you hate, and that takes work. You committed. Some people are committed to crazy and they love it. Some people are committed to complaining and they can't live without it. Some people are committed to being big in a small pond. They love that because they assume it's easier to eat it and deal with it on this level than it is to do the work and want something different. Either you're going to stand inside your story and own it, or you're going to stand outside your story and hustle the worthiness. If the story of your life continues to be told the way other people are telling it, your oppressor, or whatever it may be, is dominating, overshadowing your power. Period. So you got to take back your own power. You got to first realize that you got it. Be stronger than your strongest excuse. You got to first acknowledge that you have it. Period. We're getting better. And if we're getting better and we're changing for the better and we're doing things to help our sister out, that's one of the things we got to do. Realize that we have the power. Realize that we can do whatever we so choose. And if you so choose to stay in your crazy, that means you are willingly participating in it. Because your excuses will always be valid. They will always be there. They may never go away until you move. Period. And that is the Fearless Morning Show for today. I didn't mean to go down that line, but maybe I did, because that was part of the thought of the day. That quote was that passage. And that passage came from the awakened woman, remembering and reigniting our sacred dreams. If you want to be inspired, and brothers, this is for you too as a female. This is an amazing book. Right, Cree, we can do whatever we choose. Because this is what I know. Let me tell you how powerful your mind is. And y'all, and your mama probably done said this, and I know I done said that on the show. If you want to go somewhere, you want to go to the club, you want an outfit, you want a new pair of shoes, you don't ever question your power to make that happen. You manifest that quickly. Oh, I'm about to go get these Jordans. I don't know where the money coming from, but I'm going to get them. And then that you get them. I'm going to the club tonight. Shoot, I deserve this. I ain't got no money, but I'm going to get it. And then the money appears. Oh, your words are powerful. And you're manifesting and making things happen. You just take it for granted. So just imagine if you use that same thought process, those same words, to change your life. Oh, I'm getting up out of here. I'm not fixing to live here forever. I will be a millionaire. I will be the first millionaire in my family. I will be. It's amazing what then the chain of reactions that was set in place to make that happen. You're powerful. You just forgot. And that's okay. It's for the Fearless Morning Show to remind you that you're way more powerful than you can ever believe. And you can do whatever we choose, as Miss Cree said, whatever. If you choose not to be crazy no more, okay. Ta-da, it's done. I think we look for something miraculous to happen. I think we look for this. And here's the thing, we don't want to hurt mama's feelings. Y'all, let me tell y'all something. When I moved from my previous home, it was so hard to tell my mama. Oh my God. Because I didn't want to hurt my mama's feelings. I didn't want to hurt my sister's feelings. I just didn't want to hurt nobody's feelings. I want everybody to be happy with JoJo. Right? But here's the thing. Everybody can't be happy with JoJo. They just can't be. And they won't be. It ain't their life to live, it's mine. But because I didn't want to hurt my mama's feelings, I made certain decisions that kept me right where I was at. And the minute I was like, you know what, Mom? I love you, but I got to make a different decision. Yep, part of growing up. And sometimes we do the things because we don't want to hurt our mama. We don't want to hurt our sister, our brother and them, our daddy, our cousin. We don't want to hurt any of them. And so, what do? We don't do. We don't shine like we're supposed to because we don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. That's why. It's a guy here catching them bugs. I was like, what's that noise? So it's time to get over not hurting mama and them feelings. Here's the thing, she gonna love you regardless. She's just scared, and she can only love you as far as she can see you, and her love has taken you right where you are right now. It's now time for you to love yourself. Remember, they loved you to their faith level. Now it's your turn to love yourself to your faith level. Don't let mama now, sister now, cousin now, don't let your neighborhood, the familiarity of your neighborhood, man, well, I know everybody here, and I can't go and do this. Why not? Here's my thing. When I moved away, the first time I moved away because I got married. So I had somebody. The second time I chose to stay and I didn't have anybody. Didn't know a soul. But I figured, hey, I'm friendly. I'll make a friend. And then I moved the third time. Didn't know a soul. I'm friendly. I'll make a friend. You got to be stronger than your strongest excuse. Period. If you're not living your life because mama, it will hurt mama and them feelings. Because your mama didn't do what she needed to do. And now she's put that guilt on you. That's not your fault, boo. It's just not. It's not your responsibility to carry that. If you're not going because, you know, your sister, she had to stay back and she sacrificed for you, that's an amazing thing. Make her proud and keep going. If you don't want to move because, you know, your daddy and all of them, they right here in the same neighborhood, somebody's waiting to hear my voice. They will not move until I move. Somebody's waiting for JoJo to move. My mama's waiting. If I had a daddy, he would be waiting. Instead, right. What you say now? I'm from an extreme small town. I feel you, Miss Chris. And then they get mad at the people who have stepped away. Oh, you left, so you think you somebody. No, no, boo. But maybe I am somebody just because I decided I'm going to own my power and do something different. It's not my fault, and you can't hold me responsible because you chose not to do the work. You're doing the work to complain and stay where you are. I decided to take that because it's going to take the same energy. I decided to take their energy and go somewhere else. And they got a different result. And that's just the plain ugly truth about it. And stagnant is the word. So I hope this has helped somebody today, guys. Please make sure you share the show because sharing is caring. Quote of the day: be stronger than your strongest excuse. You got to be. Either someone else is going to tell your story and they're going to own and dominate your power, or you're going to tell it. Right, Creed? Like, here's the, you know, I used to tell my mama, and I love my mama with my whole life. JoJo, you never come home. I said, Mom, you know 85, it run north and south. I don't think folk know that. 85 run north and south. 77. I mean, there's highways that can get you into where you want to go. And the only reason, perhaps, that you haven't went anywhere is because you refuse to travel the road. You can't hold me responsible for that. You can't. You already doing the work where you are right now. You can still do the work somewhere else. You just choose to stay here and complain. And I didn't choose that. Right? Everybody can come, Creed. Like, it's a party. We all can come. We all can go. And then when you get so far down on 85 or whatever highway you choose, you see something, you branch off. You can branch off and go. The world is huge. You can go and be anything, anywhere you want to go. You are the one limiting yourself with that thought process, not nobody else. Nobody. You are the only one that said those things. Just you. And you were the only one that believed it. After a while, I stopped believing what other people said I could and could not do. Because I lived that for a very long time. And I was like, well, shoot, I don't like this. So I stood inside my story and owned it instead of standing outside of it and hustle my worthiness. So today, guys, be stronger than your strongest excuse on this wonderful Monday morning. The struggle was real this morning for me. Oh, Lord. Getting up and going to work, going to bed late. Cree, I'm mailing out your book tomorrow. I didn't forget. Actually, it comes with a little workbook. So I keep forgetting to print out your workbook that goes with it. So I'll be mailing that out to you tomorrow. And if you want to join the book club, there is a price to join the book club, but you do get you get the book. It is a Zoom meeting included, and you get the Facebook group where we will talk about the book. It is for self-help, professional development, all that kind of thing. If that does not interest you, I'll be more than glad to start another book club because I love murder mystery. It's just that I sometimes read other books that occupy my thought process. Like Now Discover Your Strengths, one of my favorite. Super Genes, The Multipliers, How the Best Leaders Make Everyone Smarter. So go to bit.ly/Sisters Keepers. That's 2 S's on each one of those. Sisters Keepers Book Club. And you can sign up over there. And we will be starting. I'll try. Once I get it, I'm going to end that on the 20th so that I can mail everybody their book out and we can get started. So guys, please make sure you share the show because sharing is caring. If your friends and family don't have Facebook, send them over to the YouTube channel where they can binge watch all the Fearless Morning shows over there. And remember today, you can dominate in your own power. You can dominate in your own strength. You can dominate whatever you want, but you got to first stop telling the same story somebody else told. Well, mama said I was slow. My daddy said I was stupid. My husband said I wasn't good enough. He said I was overweight. You got to start telling that story first. And when you start telling that story, then you realize just how powerful you are. Because what you don't realize, by repeating what other people say about you, you living it out. Oh, you overweight? Well, my mama said I was always chunky and I'm overweight. Well, you living out your mama words. My husband said I'm stupid. I ain't never going to be nobody. Well, you living out his words. You want better, you got to do better. If you're doing the same work to keep yourself stuck, it's going to take the same work to get yourself unstuck. And you got to be committed to the process. You can't just be interested. You got to be committed to the entire process. But once you know that you have that power, it becomes easier. So on this wonderful Monday, dominate your power. Please be amazing. Please be great. Check out the book club. And at the very least, if you don't want to join, please pass it along to a sister or a brother who you know may want to join us. Let me put it in here. I didn't even think about that. I'm telling you guys what it is. And it's bit.ly/Sisters Keepers Book Club. And this is what I learned. There was only so much I could do for free. At some point, I had to start investing in myself. Because for free, it don't matter if I do it or not, because I ain't putting no money on it. But the minute I put some money on it, oh, you about to give me all my money's worth. So it does require time and work. So if you know a sister or a brother who would like to join the Sisters Keeper Book Club, that's the link. Send them over there so that we can sign them up and get started for the next month, guys. I hope you have an amazing Monday. Please be peaceful, period. Please be safe. Please make sure you share the show. And remember today, tell a different story. Dominate your power. Don't let nobody else tell you what you're going to do with your power. You got it. Be stronger than your strongest excuse today. All right, guys, have an amazing Monday. I will see you here bright and early tomorrow morning. Oh, and one thing, if you have any topics, and I'm going to put a Google form. I need to write that down so I don't forget. A Google form up so you guys can suggest topics that you would like to talk about so that we can all, so this is going to be a conversation for everybody and not just a one-way conversation. All right, guys, have an amazing day. I'll see you here bright and early tomorrow morning. Have a good one.
Thank you again for listening to the Live Past Crazy Show with Mitra Jojo. She is the only Live Past Crazy specialist, and she is glad you spent your time with her. If you would like to know more about why she knows crazy and about her journey, she invites you to check out her website, www.livepastcrazy.com, as well as follow her on social media. Mitra is her tag for IG, Twitter, and Facebook, JANMETRA. She also invites you to join her on the Fearless Morning Show, weekdays at 7:15 a.m. on Facebook Live. Again, you can find us on Facebook with the Fearless Morning Show page or by name. Remember, as a result of working with the only Live Past Crazy specialists, individuals are able to identify the crazy in their lives and develop a specific blueprint to begin to live past crazy. Do you know anybody who needs to live past crazy? Then send them over her way, because there is life after crazy. Be peaceful, period. And Mitra will see you guys on the next show.